tax out.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before.
What's that?
You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money. And that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913.
Really?
Okay, I did see this part. I did see the part where it cut into
but I just wanted the part before that's because people go, what are you going to
That's the part that wasn't going around as much.
What are you going to replace it with? Other people will pay for it. Let them, these other assholes need us. Let them pay for it.
Listen, I am more than happy with tariffs, and look, even a fair tax. Look, I'm still
flat tax?
Very much
Flat tax?
I'm somebody that the fair tax, because the flat tax is still an income tax.
Yeah,
I'm about the fair tax, which is a consumption tax.
Right.
Like if you got the fair tax, you're getting rid of capital gains, you're getting rid of income tax. Anything that taxes your savings, your investment, anything that, like, by the way, this would also be great for the economy, because all the money we put in to the stock market and into crypto and shit, we get to keep the profits. And the other reason the fair tax is good is it's a consumption tax.
Yep.
So if you don't want to pay more taxes, don't get extra snacks. Don't buy like extra luxury items that you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'd rather just pay more for shit, but leave my fucking money alone.
Correct.
You know, so there's ways to get around it. And I just think a consumption tax better, because it literally limits people's consumption, but it encourages people to invest and grow.
Well, if we do the consumption tax, then black guys are going to be paying the highest amount of taxes in the country.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. They'll actually be paying taxes.
You're right.
See, that's the other reason why the fair tax. I read the whole book.
Right.
I'm sure. I don't know if you ever read the whole book on fair tax.
I have not.
That was one of the few books in my life that I read cover to cover on an airplane, and I was consumed by it. The other reason that the fair tax works is because nobody can escape it. There's no loopholes. There's no, well, you deduct this here and carry the one, or I didn't make enough money, so I don't have to pay taxes. It's literally, you go to the store, it's factored into the price, the government gets their taste. I'm just not one of these people that thinks that, like, I know there's probably a couple of fucking Clints and libertarian Clint Russell types that'll probably be like, no, fuck you, or Luke Rudowski's that'll be like, taxation is theft, not a fucking penny. And I'm like, I do believe that you do need taxes to keep a functioning government. It's just, we let them rape us for 100 years now, and it's like, we need to go back, you know?
All of the other things, and I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money. And that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens.
That is a quote that if it was said by some statesman like JFK or Obama, people will be quoting it forever, like, you know, that's not what you can do for your country. But because it's fucking Trump and they fucking hate him, he will not get credit for that. But that's a good line, right? Like, I mean, it's true. It's simple. It's all these problems. Like Mersh, you just said it. You read a book on an airplane, and your idea from a book that you read on an airplane, being a fucking strip club manager, makes way more fucking sense than these people that went 12 years to Ivy League schools talking about universal basic income, and we need to actually tax the billionaires and millionaires unless they're black billionaires because of slavery. And it becomes this convoluted thing where at the end of it, you're working at a fucking factory and paying ridiculous amount of taxes for almost getting your hand ripped off at work. It's not, you know, it's ridiculous. The IRS is the best. Again, Trump saying these 88,000 agents will not be fucking working for the IRS. They'll be fired. They'll go work the fucking border. And you saw Chris, what's Kazakhstan was one of the Kazakhstan guys was like, and these IRS agents aren't qualified to work on the border. And I'm like, they're not qualified to be IRS agents either. Okay, these are all TSA agent level people. That's what you're dealing with.
Well, that also is the other, not to keep my fucking heart on for the fair tax, but now all the book is all coming back to me now. But like, that's the other reason why the fair tax works is you would be able to eliminate 90% of the tax code and then simplify the other 10%. You would be able to fire most of the IRS. Like, there's so much savings baked into the cake on that fucking fair tax thing because, you know, people spend billions of dollars every year trying to figure out taxes and then this and hiring a guy and carry the one. And if you miss one fuck, you're off by one digit, they come and audit you. It's just a fucking... Whereas, again, fair tax, you went to Publix, your bill is about 15% higher than it normally is, but you've paid your taxes. That's it. You just go and Publix literally collects it like a sales tax. You don't have to file anything. It literally just gets collected, and then you don't owe anything at the end of the year. It's all fucking taken care of.
And then you can't get audited and your house liened because
that's what I mean. It's all done.
Exactly, because you don't understand every little piece of tax code.